What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I am back with another one because there is some big news today. Unfortunately, I didn't get to break it for you, being the first guy on YouTube to, say something about it. Obviously, I wouldn't be the first reporter because I'm not an insider like Ian Rappaport or any of these other guys, right? And have sources. So, when I say... By the way, when I say breaking news for any of my videos, I just mean like being the first guy on YouTube out of like me or Reason, Doug, TD, any of those guys, whatever, that I see. And sometimes I end up being wrong. But anyway, you get the point. There is some big news. Didn't get to break it for you today. But I am happy to say that, after there are still some disappointments for sure, like Mac Hollins and Duke Johnson leaving, are disappointments, especially then, when they decide to keep, Preston Williams over Mac Hollins. I get the upside is probably better with Williams, but Mac Hollins is just super reliable, bro. Anyway, and now he's getting buried on the depth chart in Vegas, by the way, which is interesting. But anyway, so, but who knows? Maybe we could end up picking him back up if they cut him. Anyway, whatever. And then if one of these other guys doesn't work out. Anyway, but before I get off on too many crazy tangents here, my point is there are still some disappointments for sure. And I would love to have seen them, get another offensive lineman, right? Like I would love to have seen them get a blindside tackle, for example. I mean, they brought in Connor Williams so he can either play left guard, and Dieter play center, or he could maybe play center and Dieter play left guard or Kinley play left guard. Now Terron Armstead is going to be left tackle because that is one of the big news. I'll get to that in just a second. And then Robert Hunt is either going to be right tackle or right guard. I would like to leave him as a right guard. And that's why I would have liked to have gotten, and they still can. There are still some options out there for right tackles. So you never know. We are going to get to his contract details. But anyway, the quick thing that I wanted to say is I'm happy to report that even with those, disappointments in the in-between days, with day one of the tampering period and the early things they did, and now these signings, I can happily say that they earn about a solid B for me on their free agency. The reason why they don't get an A is because I would have liked to have seen, now if they do manage to find a right tackle, then a solid right tackle, and then Robert Hunt can stay at right guard, then fuck yeah. Then, and because the one thing about Terron Armstead, again, we're going to get to that in just a second, the actual details, but is he doesn't play full seasons, right? So, if he goes down and then the only upgrade to the offensive line that we have is Connor Williams, well, that's not, that's not very good. You feel me, right? So we'll see. But with this, and also, let me go ahead and jump over here. They also re-signed tight end Durham Smythe, as you can see. Now, I couldn't find any actual details on it. I could find some more details on it later, I'm sure. But they are bringing Durham Smythe back. And if you watched my videos when I was going through the tight ends and stuff, what I wanted them to do was bring back Mike Gesicki and Durham Smythe and have them two with Hunter Long. And so they gave him a 2-year deal. Actually, Twitter, I think I tweeted something out about it. Durham Smythe, yeah, here you go. 2 years, $7 million, $3.5 million guaranteed, $1.5 million signing bonus, salaries, $2 million guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. There you go. They also re-signed Brandon Scarlett. Those are his numbers. But anyway, so Durham Smythe is coming back. Love that, love that, love that. And then we get to former Saints offensive tackle Terron Armstead, and Dolphins agree to a 5-year, $75 million contract. Now, we have him for 5 years. So that's pretty cool, right? $75 million, let's double it. Now, again, the thing is he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay on the field. He's elite when he's there, so that's dope. But, because people want to say that Xavier Howard, whatever, but they're similar players in that when they're on the field, they're elite. When they're not on the field, or if they're on the look, last year he was injured for sure in the first half of the season, but they also weren't playing the right defense. So I give him a little bit of a break there, especially because he was lights out in the second half when he was being used properly, etc. But my point is they both do well. Actually, recent memory, Howard hasn't even had those issues, right? The past 2 seasons, he's been good. Let's see what happens this year. If he has another full season, then, he's kind of shaking that injury thing. Although he is getting to be 30 here shortly, so we'll see. But Terron Armstead, though, is, 30, past 30, or he is 30 exactly. So, we'll see how it plays out. And he doesn't spend a ton of time on the field, unfortunately. So they still need to get another guy, and I would like to see it be another veteran guy and not, necessarily more draft capital invested. And if you are, then I would say a mid to late round pick on an offensive lineman, which is generally contradictory to how I would normally do it. But because they invested so many picks recently, and because what we are fundamentally lacking is the veteran leadership, that's why free agency, and I'm generally not the guy who wants to be a big spender in free agency. So to be fair, I am kind of contradicting my general philosophy, but I do say that there are moments like this where, this is the exception to the rule, right? Anyway, so veteran offensive lineman Terron Armstead agreed to a new deal with the Miami Dolphins on Tuesday. Per Adam Schefter, the deal is worth more than $75 million over 5 years, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Dolphins are signing their new left tackle Terron Armstead to 5 years, $75 million plus incentives. 3-time Pro Bowl left tackle, finalizing the deal, blah, blah, blah. He's 30, spent his entire NFL career with the Saints, 13-21 before this offseason, making 3 Pro Bowls with the team. Obviously, he was on my list when I did my, free agency video breakdown of offensive linemen, and he was on my dream list. Now, Trent Brown got re-signed by the Patriots, and Ryan Jensen got re-signed by the Bucks. So I only got 1 out of 3. I was hoping for maybe 2 out of 3, but I think Tom Brady screwed us on Ryan Jensen, and that's why he signed back there. And then Trent Brown, I don't even know if they were pushing for him that hard or anything like that, but I would have, him at right tackle and Terron Armstead at left tackle and Ryan Jensen at center was my dream scenario. But obviously I knew we wouldn't be able to get all 3. That would be a little ridiculous because all those guys would demand, a decent amount of money. So anyway, 5 playoff teams during that time. While injuries have played a major part in Armstead's career, he's missed 11 games in the past 2 seasons alone and underwent off-season knee surgery. It doesn't come as a surprise that he got a lengthy deal. ESPN's Kevin Seifert, I don't know. That does seem a little contradictory. He's 30 and he's injury prone, so why would you give him a longer term contract? Although, to be fair, with the way they structure contract, because I would venture to guess that there's probably, and the more I've been learning about all this stuff, I would venture to guess there's probably 2 or even 3 years of like void years or, situation where they can get out of it pretty easily. But anyway, ESPN's Kevin Seifert ranked him as the number 2 overall free agent in January behind only wide receiver Devontae Adams. Left tackles come at a premium in the modern NFL. Left tackles with multiple Pro Bowls in their past, even ones who will be 31 when the next season starts, have an injury history, are worth their weight in gold. The problem is, though, is that we have a quarterback that is got a right tackle as his right tackle as his blind side, right? So left tackles normally do, and they're paying him a good amount of money, but the reason why they're usually a premium is because most quarterbacks, that's their blind side. Tua obviously is the opposite. As Pro Football Focus noted, Armstead has consistently been one of the best tackles in football since he was drafted in 2013, earning an overall grade of above 75 every year except for his rookie campaign. He just has to stay healthy and stay on the field. Given the Saints' cap issues, they were projected to be $74 million over the cap, and the sense that the team is entering something of a rebuilding mode with Sean Payton departing as head coach, it isn't shocking that Armstead departed as a free agent. The Saints came into the offseason with safety Marcus Williams and quarterback Jameis Wilson also set to hit free agency. Still, it's a huge loss for the Saints. Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa will be pretty thrilled with Armstead protecting his blind side. However, are they putting him at right tackle? Because he is a left tackle. They would have to move him to right tackle if he was going to be protecting Tua's blind side. So either this guy doesn't know that Tua's a left-handed quarterback and that his blind side is the right? Or maybe he knows something we don't know, and maybe they are going to put him at right tackle. Although, I don't know. Anyway, Miami had to adjust the offensive line in either free agency or the draft after the unit was one of the worst in football in 2021. Armstead will be a huge boost at left tackle. So my guess is either he had a brain fart, this writer or whatever, or he doesn't know that Tua is left-handed, because he's saying here that he's playing left tackle, solidifying a major position in need, which is true, but that's not his blind side. Anyway, whatever. It's nitpicky a little bit, and the dude probably just had a brain fart, to be fair, so I'm not gonna shit on the guy or whatever. But anyway, it's a good day in Dolphins land. So again, like I said, this, with today's signings, bringing Smythe back and signing Armstead, even though it's not his blind side, and even though he does have that injury concern, and if they don't bring in another veteran guy, then the only thing that effectively they will have done, with Armstead potentially being out for a portion of games, is Connor Williams, and that's not super exciting. So I would like to still see them do something and get a decent, it doesn't have to be a super expensive guy, because they obviously probably can't afford it right now or whatever, and they're still trying to figure out what's going on with Xavier Howard, and I want them to make sure to bring him back. So, and lock him up, right? So, I would like to see them bring just a quality guy, because they cannot, if they put Jesse Davis out there, motherfucker, right tackle, or even at right guard, honestly, I'm not really thrilled with that. I'd rather probably have Robert Jones if they're going to move Robert Hunt out to right tackle, but I want to see them bring in another veteran guy to solidify that up, and then I'll feel really good about that. If they can manage to bring in a guy, I mean, there's still Eric Fisher, Dwayne Brown, some guys that off the top of my dome. But if they do that, then I can feel confident and good to bump them up to an A. Then it would be a home run free agency period for me. With the signings today, it's a solid B. So I like it. Good things in Dolphins land. And with that, I'm going to stop gushing and tangenting on and all that good stuff. Tangenting, I don't think is an actual word, but it is today. So I'm going to stop tangenting. And I'm going to wrap up this video. But good news. I'm pumped. So it's good stuff. I'm excited about it. And thankfully, man, because it would have been really disappointing if they didn't land him and if he would have gone somewhere else or whatever. So, and, yes, we have to deal with those potential concerns, but now he's here and now he's with us. And while it is true to say that he probably logically will miss some games, he also will logically be there for some games. And when he is there, logically, you can expect him to, based off of his track record, to play at a very, very high level. So that is huge. And so, that's something to be excited about. So anyway, let me get out of here. Before I do, make sure you check out the Rave On Sports App, the new fan-driven sports app for all of your sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, college, whatever you like. They got it, and they're looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans and content creators like myself, while also providing you with an arena to dispute the terrible officiating. So make sure you look for the links to that in the description box. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro, as well as on Instagram at Dolphins_with_Dillon. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.
7 seconds left. Tannehill will throw it. And this will end it after the shuttle. Miami runs around. Circling. Parker to Drake. And they held off the field. taken place here in South Florida. The Dolphins have done it. They keep their season alive. 69 yards. Wow. Pure joy. Miami wins it.